Hello, welcome to our post-game edition of Access Sportsnet Dodgers. I'm John Hartung. The final scores in Arizona, they don't matter one bit. It's all about getting ready for the season and staying healthy. And today, one of the biggest Dodgers stars, who is now healthy, took his first steps toward getting right for the games that count. Yes, Freddie Freeman, back in the lineup for the first time this spring after having ankle surgery. We'll have the highlights and hear from Freddie and more from today's game against the Rock Show. Plus, our spring conversation with Max Muncy. What a great L.A. ride it has been for one of the longest tenured position players. He's ready for more homers and some more rings. And life is often about having goals. So what's left for the rest of spring training for the World Series champs? It's all ahead on Access Sportsnet Dodgers. Let's go. Welcome inside our Sportsnet LA studio, joined today by J.P. Hornstra, as well as good left-handed stick down there in the end. That is James Loney. We saw something today, James, we're not going to see much of during the regular season, and that is the Dodgers getting shut out in a game.
Yeah, I mean, we'll give it to them right now. This is when you want those things to happen. We'll give the Rockies all the wins. You know, obviously, you're not playing your starters the full games. You see some guys with the double ear flaps. Some of the minor league guys come in late. So, you know, it's going to happen in these kind of games.
Never make the last out of the game at third base, John, is what my Little League coach told me. I remember that to this day, only in spring training.
All right, well, let's hear from one man who made his Cactus League debut today. Freddie Freeman saw his first game action since winning the World Series MVP, and he talked about it with Kirsten Watson.
It was nice, much anticipated. I've been kind of waiting for this day, you know, 12 weeks post-op today. So I felt good. I had a plan of kind of swinging a lot because I'm a little behind in my at-bats. So I wanted to swing a lot more than I normally would just to see where my timing's at. And I actually saw the ball pretty well and felt pretty good up there.
I remember when you told us when we were at Dodgers Fest how you had just taken some swings for the first time. You were starting to get a little antsy. Now that you are in the swing of things, what is just kind of the goal for you as we close? There's only, what, 2 weeks left of spring training now?
No, we leave, in 13 days. Yeah, I'm still, obviously I DH today. I'm probably DH again Saturday. So like tomorrow I'm going to go and it's more of, I got to do like plyo stuff, like more jumping and stuff. That's the kind of the last. Like a high throw at first base is kind of where I'm a little iffy on right now. I mean, my ankle feels pretty good, so I'm good enough to be able to get my at-bat. So I'm hoping to play DH Saturday and hoping to get out to first on Sunday. We'll kind of see how it responds, though.
When you reflect on just last year, obviously a lot happened, but let's focus just on the injuries. To think there was a finger, rib, ankle, and then to be the hero of the World Series. Could you just believe how all of that just managed to play out?
Yeah, not really. I had a lot going on for about 5 weeks there with injury-wise, but credit to our training staff. We put in a lot of work. We're still, Bernard and I are, we're here I think we got here at like 9:30 today just to get me ready for 3 at-bats today. So a lot's going into me being able to get on the field, and it's all to our training staff. We put in a lot of work, and I'm just thankful that I was able to have that opportunity with all the injuries I went through, and I was able to grind it out, and thankful for the guys being able to give me a few days off in between the NLCS and the World Series to help me get on the field.
Obviously, we saw what the top of the order looks like last year with Shohei and Mookie and yourself, Dave Roberts this year. It's going to be the same for this year. Of course, add Teoscar to that 4th spot. What makes this top of the order so magnificent?
Yeah, I think it's more of you can hit both sides of but we can hit left and right. One swing of the bat, you can change the game. I mean, leading off with Shohei, I mean, it's something else. And then it's not a typical power hitter. He steals 60 bases pretty much last year. And then you got Mookie, it's just Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer, and it's just fun to hit behind him and get on base. And Teo, middle of the battle order, Silver Slugger, and then you can go Max, Will. It's just all-star after all-star. So it's fun. As long as we can stay healthy and put together good at-bats, hopefully we can score a lot of runs this year.
We heard Freddie Freeman say that it was 12 weeks ago today when he had the ankle surgery, JP, and he's probably going to continue to have treatment on that ankle through at least the All-Star break. He's not going to be 100% for a while, but today was certainly a positive step, returning to game action, and of course he lined a single to right field his first at-bat.
Yeah, John, if you think about the last playoff run, the Dodgers winning the World Series, and all the guys who were dealing with injuries during that process, honestly, I think Freddie Freeman is the one who worried me the most about being able to bounce back coming into this year, just given the volume of injuries and his importance to the team. So to see his swing looking like that in game one, I am very optimistic. Obviously, this is an injury he's going to have to monitor throughout the season. I think we knew that coming in. It was just how effective can he be in spite of the pain, in spite of the treatments that he's going to have to go through this year. And so far, so good.
Yeah, we know he's the kind of guy that wants to be in these spring training at bats, right? He treats these games like they are the World Series because he wants to get a hit every time. He wants to have a good at bat. And we saw it today. I mean, he put the ball in play every time. He hit the ball hard on his base hit. And when guys are missing out over the plate, he's going to get base hits. I mean, he's not a guy that's really going to miss those kind of pitches when it's 2 strikes. You know, he was down 0-2 in that at bat when he got the base hit. So that's just typical Freddie right there. You know, nothing surprises me anymore.
All right, Dodgers fall to the Rockies by the final of 2-0. Let's head back to Scottsdale. Dave Roberts is standing by with Kirsten.
Well, Dave, we'll start with Freddie Freeman. For him to make his Cactus League debut, what did you see from him? 3 at-bats, 1 hit. How did you feel kind of just approach things like that?
Yeah, I thought just good getting Freddie back in the lineup. Makes the lineup longer and look right. And he caught a barrel his first at-bat. And I thought he swung the bat well. So we got 1 hit, but I thought overall good to have him back.
When you think about just the pitchers that we were able to see, a lot of the bullpen arms, of course, also Landon Knack there to start this one. How have you seen them continue to just progress and build up, move in the right direction?
I think they're all getting their work in. They're all building up, getting on a regular schedule. And some of those guys weren't particularly sharp today. But that's kind of why you do spring training, and they all came out of it fine.
I know versatility has always been key with this organization. Just to see Kike at third, of course, getting some reps, but making a big play early in the game. How have you seen him just coming into camp and performing defensively?
He just hasn't missed a beat, you know, whether it's at first base and him making plays over there or kick him over to third base, and made a really good play early on for Landon Knack. And he's just a baseball player. I trust him anywhere on the diamond.
So today it was Freddie Freeman returning. Tomorrow it's going to be Shohei Ohtani as well as Will Smith. Feels like all of those guys are really going to be back out here and ready for opening day, huh?
They are. You know what? It was a short off season, and some of these guys are, you know, we're working them back slowly, but we're starting to get kind of back to full strength. And I'm excited to see Shohei, obviously, and see Will back in the lineup and kind of get some semblance of what we're going to, you know, have this year.
Yeah, be working with. All right, Dave, thank you so much as always.
Right. Thanks, Kirsten.
Batting fifth at the hot corner, number 13, Max Muncy.
Muncy to exit stage right. Dodgers on top. What in the world? 3 home runs for Max Muncy.
We know he's a bopper. He swings for the fences, and he can change a game with 1 swing of the bat.
Doesn't matter if I'm, you know, first, second, third, fourth. Just as long as I'm in that lineup and able to help this team win, that's the most important thing to me.
When Max Muncy got the call to the Dodgers in April 2018, even he could not have imagined what was to come. Since then, he's hit 190 home runs, good for 5th most in Los Angeles Dodgers history. A franchise record-tying 13 postseason home runs, including that World Series walk-off in 2018. And 2 World Series championship rings, with reason to believe he's going to be adding some more. Recently at Camelback Ranch, Kirsten got connected with Max Muncy.
Well, Max, this is your 8th season with the Dodgers. You now have 2 World Series rings, quite a lot of accolades as well in there. What has it been like just with your time with this organization?
It's been amazing. It's a blessing and honor, really. It's every day I show up to work, I get super excited about it. And, you know, with last year, the injuries, it kind of gave me a new light to just not take any day for granted. And it's, you know, I'm really excited. Obviously, we won last year, but just the team we have this year, a lot of the same guys and the new guys we brought in, they've been fun so far. And, you know, to me, that's kind of the best part about the baseball season is you're around the guys all year long. And it's, you know, you create so many memories that it's a lot of fun, and it's something that I definitely look forward to.
Well, let's dive into last year. You mentioned the injury. You had that oblique strain that kept you sidelined for, I think, a little bit longer than you had hoped for.
I think it was longer than anyone had hoped for.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it was something that we just weren't sure what was going on. It's the oblique was healed, and then I'd try to come back, and, you know, something would happen, and it'd feel like I was going back to day one, and we realized it wasn't the oblique eventually. The oblique was hurt, but towards the end there, it wasn't the oblique. It was a bunch of other stuff going on, and, you know, it was just a long grind that by the time the 3rd month rolled around, you start having questions, you know, like, I've been playing for a lot of years now. Am I maybe getting towards the end? Like, is this my body telling me that you can't really do this anymore? And that was a tough time for me. You sit at home, the team goes on the road. I tried everything I can to get on the road, but they usually don't let rehab guys go. There's only a limited amount of space, when you're on the road. And that was a tough one for me, just starting to have those thoughts creep in that, am I ever going to get healthy again? And I'm like, am I going to get healthy enough just to do anything this year to help this team? And we finally got it figured out eventually, and that was big for me. But I feel like I came back with kind of a new light in baseball, and I just tried to enjoy that last couple months as much as I could.
Now, I know that when we talk about the 2024 season and winning the World Series, that's now in the past. But as you reflect on just what that October run looked like, winning, the celebration, does it give you just a different type of fuel heading into this year as to what you all are hoping to achieve?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, to me, obviously you win the World Series, and that's as special as it can get. But for me, the way we did it, the way from the first off day after we win, we get to bye, and for the players to come together the way we did and kind of take control and tell, the front office and the coaching staff, hey, this is how we want to do things. We want to be, the boys for these 3 weeks that we got in the playoffs. We want to make this as special as we can be. We know what we have. We want to win. This is how we need to do things. And so for the players to kind of take over control like that was what was so special to me about it all. And it created so many, special memories that the postseason is a whole nother season in itself. It feels like it's longer than the regular season, but it's really only like 3 weeks long. And so trying to find a way to carry that over into this season and know that the players all know what we need to do. We know what we have here. We're not being stagnant after winning. We're not, trying to still celebrate. We had the team meeting yesterday. They showed the video of, the highlights from last year. And it's like, hey, it's great, but that's last year. How are we going to get better for this year? How are we going to get better today? And, the whole team has already been bought in on that. And it's, it does get a little tough when they're still talking about, today they walk in and say, if you want to buy, extra rings and extra trophies. And it's, that always gets a little tough, but, I think everyone's pretty hungry for this year also.
I also heard a watch collection that you guys might be creating.
We're working on that. We're working on it.
I like it.
Well, a couple of us, when we won in 2020, did that. We got some watches made that had, world champs inscribed on the watch. And there was only like maybe 12 or 14 of us that got it that time. But I think a lot of the guys are pretty in on it this year. So we're working on... We're working on getting a nice watch for everybody, one that everyone would want to buy, and I think we're gonna come out pretty good with that one.
I love that. I can't wait to see the watch. I'm gonna tell you now, I cannot wait. You guys have obviously, yes, we are in the first week technically of official spring training, but you guys have been here for a good amount of time now. To me, it shows not only the commitment you have to this game, to this organization, but the drive you guys have to achieve something special this year. What has it just said to you personally, seeing how everyone has shown up for this spring?
It's such a grind, but the work that we're doing has been so fun with it that it doesn't feel like a grind. We've been taking ground balls for almost 2 hours a day, and we're talking so much and communicating so much about it and trying to figure out how we can do things better that it hasn't felt like 2 hours. It's been amazing work, and we've been loving it so far. To me, it just shows how hungry everyone is to come back and win again this year.
I think not only for you all, but it excites everyone for what this year is going to look like. We know it's going to be special. We know you guys have big goals, so I cannot wait to see how you all just perform, as you always do, for the 2025 season. So thank you, as always, Max.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Can't wait to get back out there.
大谷翔平と共にドジャースの新たな歴史を作る瞬間を楽しみましょう。ついにフレディ、フリーマンが復帰し、明日は大谷翔平といるスミスもラインナップに名を連ねることになります。これでドジャースの主力メンバーが本格的に揃い、2025年シーズンへ向けた準備がいよいよ本格化してきました。昨年のワールドシリーズ制覇から数ヶ月が経ちましたが、チームの雰囲気は全く衰えていません。むしろ、さらなる飛躍を目指す気持ちがより強くなっているように感じます。マックス・マンシーの言葉にもあったように、ドジャースの選手たちは昨シーズンの優勝を誇るだけでなく、次に向かって何ができるかを常に考えています。それは単なる個々の努力ではなく、 チーム全体としての意識の高さの表れでもあります。ワールドシリーズを制したことは確かに素晴らしい成果ですが、それに満足せず、さらなる進化を遂げようとする姿勢があるからこそ、ドジャースは長年にわたり強豪チームであり続けているのです。今日の試合では、フレディ、フリーマンが待望の復帰を果たしました。12週間前に足首の手術を受けた彼にとって、この日がどれほど特別なものであったかは、彼の表情や言葉からも伝わってきました。試合では指名打者として出場し、初打席でライト全ヒットを放つなど、復帰戦としては非常に良い内容でした。まだ万全とは言えないものの、スイングの鋭さは健在で、試合感を取り戻しながらシーズン開幕へ向けてさらに仕上げていくことでしょう。彼の回復はチームにとっても大きな朗報であり、シーズンを通して彼が本来の力を発揮できることを期待せずにはいられません。そして、明日はついに大谷翔平が登場します。彼が昨年残した成績は驚異的であり、今シーズンもそれを超える活躍が期待されています。ドジャースの一員として迎える初めてのシーズン、彼がどのようなプレーを見せてくれるのか、ファンの期待は日に日に高まっています。フレディ、フリーマン、ムーキー、ベッツ、そして大谷翔平という強打者が並ぶ打線は、まさに圧巻の一言。どの打順からでも得点のチャンスを生み出せる攻撃力を持ち、相手チームにとっては非常に厄介な存在となることは間違いありません。また、今日の試合では、キケ、ヘルナンデスが三塁で素晴らしい守備を見せるなど、守備面でもチーム全体の安定感が際立っていました。スプリングトレーニングは単なる調整の場ではなく、若手や新加入選手がチームの一員として存在感を示す大切な機会でもあります。試合結果は2対0で敗れましたが、スプリングトレーニングでは結果以上に、チームがどう成長しているかが重要です。そして、今日の試合を見ていると、ドジャースは確実に前進していると感じました。ドジャースの強さは、単なるスター選手の個の力だけではありません。チーム全員が一丸となり、お互いを信じ、支え合いながら戦う姿勢にこそ、その真の強さがあります。昨年のワールドシリーズでの優勝は、その結束力の証明でもありました。だからこそ、今年も同じ目標に向かって全員が努力を続けているのです。そして、ファンの皆さんの応援こそが、チームの原動力になっています。選手たちは皆さんの声援を感じながらプレーしており、それが彼らの力となり、さらなる高みを目指すモチベーションとなっています。これからシーズンが始まるにつれて、ますます白熱した試合が繰り広げられることでしょう。その全てを一緒に楽しみながら、また新たな歴史を作っていきましょう。この2025年シーズン、ドジャースがどんな戦いを繰り広げ、どのような歴史を刻んでいくのか、今からとても楽しみです。チームの活躍を見届けるためにも、これからの試合の最新情報を見逃さないよう、ぜひチャンネル登録をしていただき、引き続き応援をよろしくお願いします。そして、皆さんのシーズンへの期待や予想をぜひコメントでお聞かせください。一緒にドジャースの新たな歴史を作っていきましょう。